What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 109 now of the Leeds United career mode. If you haven't watched the last episode, go back and watch it. It was an episode in which we lost a player in which we won't be ever seeing again in a Leeds United shirt, and it's very disappointing to say the least. We also signing a new player into the team as well in the January transfer window, and that was the only two deals that actually happened in yesterday's episode. So go back and watch it before you watch this one, as it will spoil it for you with the new players that have, or the new player that's coming to the club and the player that has left. But if you're already on the video, of course, you remember from yesterday, if you have watched it, or the day before, maybe, I don't know when this is coming out, but the last episode, of course, Martial left us and went to Celta Vigo in Spain, and we picked up Leon Bailey, and he became a sort of replacement for Anthony Martial, not anywhere near the standard that Anthony Martial was, but he scored in his debut as well for his last episode, so it looks as if Leon Bailey could have a good last bit of 6 months here at Leeds, and that's all we're here for, unless I do come back, of course, and try and have that one last go at getting an unbeaten season. But you can see, we started the episode off there with a simmed game up against Liverpool and managed to win by 3-2. As I mentioned to you guys in last episode, I will only be playing a few Premier League games, probably not actually, I might be simming quite a few of them, depending on what I feel like at the time. If we're still in the Champions League, as I said, I will just play Champions League games and sim the Premier League ones, as it will get through the season a little bit quicker. And also, on top of that, it frees me up to be able to basically, I guess, play Champions League games, but at the same time, it frees me up to then basically just make a decision on what's coming next, because, as I said to you guys, I want to try and move clubs, and if it's not done by the end of the season, I will be saving a save file, and we'll be leaving and starting a new career mode, which you guys will vote for. So that's all to come up in the remainder of this, I guess, series type thing, because it is a series at the end of the day, but we will possibly be coming back for it and trying our hand at one last time of going unbeaten in the Prem. As you all know, I'm still currently unbeaten in the Road to Glory career mode as well in League One. But as I said in yesterday's or the day before that episode of the Leeds United career mode, I'm not really thinking that that is what I wanted. Although it would be great to go unbeaten in League One, I want an unbeaten season at the top flight of English football, and that is the Premier League. But you can see, we've got our first leg against Real Madrid here at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's going to be an interesting one, this one. James Rodriguez up against his former club as we look to knock them out of the Champions League and move on into the next round. This is arguably going to be one of the strongest teams in the division. I actually bumped down the commentary here as well. I showed you the sliders. Oh, bump it up, sorry. I showed you the sliders before we went into the game and everything like that, and it's still on legendary, of course. And I show you the lineup for Real Madrid in a second here. You can see on your screen, that is their team. Morata, Bale, and Cornet line up the top three there. So no Ronaldo, no Benzema. There's only Bale remaining from the front three that we would see in real-world football. So it's still a decent Real Madrid team, and it's arguably going to be one of the best teams we're going to face in this Champions League. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we play in this one. But 14 or 16 minutes into it, we managed to get the first chance here. James Rodriguez into El Ghazi. El Ghazi, nice little bit of play. Gets it off to Leon Bailey. Bailey takes a try corner. In all honesty, though, I struggled in this game to break this defence down. And when I did break it down, I could not get past the goalkeeper. I had pretty much all of the chances in this one. We dominated play for most of it. And in the 35th minute, we get another chance here. Kante getting through in the area. I should have squared that across there. I don't know why I took the strike on. I've only just noticed now that Januzaj was waiting for that ball at the back post. And I should have passed it into him. And it surely would have been 1-0. That's a mistake made by me. And decision-making was poor there. But we went into the second half, and like I said, sometimes, guys, it just feels as though EA do not want you to win a game. I mean, what on earth that was by Adnan Januzaj. That was supposed to be a low-driven shot into the bottom corner. He got it completely wrong, had no pace in it at all, but then it got even worse, because from the goal kick, Lopez gave it straight to El Ghazi, and you're thinking, surely going to be 1-0. Nope. Comes off the bar, drops on the line, and drops back out of the goal. And at that point, I was fuming. I was like, you know what? This game just does not want me to win this one. So I had four good chances, may I add as well, in this one to really take a decent leg victory over to Bats, the home game with us, and possibly get the away goal. And this, guys, I think is the first time we've never had an away goal in a Champions League game. So this is going to be tough going back to the Ellen Road. Although we kept Real Madrid to no shots in this one, they really didn't create anything going forward. They looked as if they wanted to set up quite defensively for this and make sure that they didn't concede that away goal. And it looks as if they're going to go back to Ellen Road and try their best to come at me from minute one. But the thing is, I do not understand how El Ghazi's chance came back off the bar, dropped out of the goal in a situation where he was basically 1-on-1 with the keeper after the keeper made an absolute howler of it, and somehow we didn't come away with a victory in this one. I'll show you the match facts in just a second here. It is going to be a bit sped up though so we can go through. Lopez having a fantastic game. I mean, look at how many saves he made there. 4 saves already in the match highlights. You can see 10 shots, 7 of those on target, 0 for Real Madrid. We controlled all of the play in that one and did not come away with an away goal or even a victory from the game. Arsenal beating Dortmund as well by scoring 2 away goals over in Germany, so that's not too good for Dortmund. But you can see we've got a sim game here against Stoke City as well. As I mentioned, not going to be playing too much of the Premier League games from now on. We're already pretty much secure the Premier League title. I'm 100% sure that the title's coming back to us yet again, and it will be the 4th time in a row that we have won it. And that is the reason why I do not want to stay at Leeds. We're just going to keep winning it and winning it and winning it, and that's why I want a different sort of challenge. And I guess the only challenge left to do in this is, as I say, to go on a complete season unbeaten. But it doesn't look as if we're going to get that this season, because of course we lost to West Ham already by 2-1. So as I mentioned, I will be coming back to this during FIFA 17 and just before we move into FIFA 18 to try and go that entire league campaign completely unbeaten. So yeah, that's hopefully still going to come and hopefully be able to do it. If not, there's always a chance to do it in FIFA 18, you know? I know I say it all the time, but it's a long way away now, it's FIFA 18, but at the end of the day, it will be upon us before we even know it. It's going to be going so, time's going so fast, so therefore, it could be that I end up doing this next career mode that we're going to be on about doing, and then all of a sudden, FIFA 18's upon us, and I didn't get the chance to go back, but I am aiming to go back for at least one more season. Had another sim game here against Manchester City, which we did, in fact, I do believe, win this one. Neymar scoring in the 48th minute there to make it 1-0, and I think we held on for a 1-0 victory to make it another 3 points in the league for us. And this is what I mean. This is a team here, Man City, who arguably are title challengers, and yet we're able to beat them through simming. So therefore, that's what I mean, guys. We've pretty much got the league title wrapped up. You can see as well, there is the league table on the bottom right-hand side of your screen with 15 points clear with not too many games left to play. So the chances are the league title's coming back to Ellen Road for the 4th consecutive year. But we did actually play this one here against Swansea. We were away from home. And the reason I chose to play against Swansea is because I realised last year when I was simming games as well, I was only really playing against the top 4 teams. But I thought to myself, you know, for the fans that watch me and want to see me playing against possibly a team that they support in real life, I need to make sure that I'm playing against pretty much all the teams. So that's why I chose to pick this game against Swansea over the likes of Man City or Liverpool that we simmed earlier on in the episode. We played a lot of games against those two clubs, but we haven't really played too much against Swansea in previous years. So I decided I was going to play this one here and go over to the Liberty Stadium and try and get another 3 points on the board for ourselves. Swansea, though, not an easy team to go and play against. They are a very, very good club in terms of, I guess, when they are the underdogs, they seem to play exceptionally well. If you remember back a few weeks ago in real life, they actually beat Liverpool by 3-2. So, you know, they're not too bad a side themselves. So I came into this one sort of half wondering what was going to happen. I mean, you can see they're sat in the top 4. We had Newcastle last year who did this. They were top 4. And Swansea are in the top 4 again. So we're getting a lot of different teams in this top 4, which is nice to see as well. You can see top scoring teams, though. We are out in front by over 8 goals. Or I think we are actually out in front by 8 goals, not over, but definitely up there and definitely one of the better teams. You can see as well they've actually got the signing of Højbjerg. They've got a striker. I can't remember for the life of me what he's called, but he's a decent striker. Is it Dermich? I think it is. They've got up front. They've got Sigurdsson in behind him as well. So their team isn't too bad here at the Liberty Stadium, but of course, in my opinion, we have a miles better team, and that's just the way it's been going for the majority of the series in the past few seasons. But you can see there, a lot of the players missing out due to fitness reasons, but we did in fact name possibly our strongest lineup here, as we did get off to a very good start in this one. 10 minutes in, Eriksen into the path of now Leon Bailey down this left-hand side. Bailey hangs across towards the back post, says, Lukaku, get your noggin on that one, son. He does just that, and it's 1-0 Leeds United inside 10 minutes of this one. Lukaku, I said it before, he's so inconsistent for me. One game he can be absolutely incredible. For example, this one here, he played out of his mind, and then he can go from this to within the space of literally 4 days playing again and having the worst game I've ever seen in a Leeds United shirt. It's really inconsistent from the big Belgium, and that's why I don't particularly like him all that much, but when he plays well, he is incredible. And you can see again here, literally second half now, Leon Bailey from a throw-in gives it to Eriksen. Eriksen tries to take the strike on, and this is just world-class quality from Lukaku, and this is what I'm talking about. When he's doing stuff like that, he's unplayable. It's when he's not being able to make runs because he's a big lump and he's deciding he doesn't want to run that he gets so frustrating to play with. But when he's doing stuff like that, I can't complain all that much. I mean, Eriksen takes a strike on, good block initially, but this is just world class from Lukaku. Curling one goalwards, keeper can't get near it. 2-0 Leeds United. Thank you very much. Lukaku with the brace in the game so far. He just set up perfectly to strike that one, and that is just an incredible strike. Maybe the keeper should have possibly done better with it. It's not completely in the corner, but still, very good strike nonetheless from the Belgian, and it makes it 2-0 now. And as I mentioned, although I was quite wary about going to Liberty Stadium, in the end it was quite an easy game for me to be able to play. I mean, Swansea didn't really have too much going forward, in all honesty. Like, they have a good team, and they have a team that could possibly get them top 4, but in terms of a team that can really test for the title, I don't think they're quite near it yet, and that's why they're getting absolutely outplayed here. But 54 minutes in, straight from kickoff, we got another chance here. Swansea giving up possession very, very cheaply here. Sigurdsson gets tackled by Leon Bailey. Bailey takes the ball away for us, gives it now off to, I do believe, inside to Will Jackson, into Lukaku. Lukaku out to Eriksen, and Eriksen at this point, when you get him in this situation, he's not missing. It's as simple as that. Eriksen has been, as I mentioned last episode, one of the players of the series for us. He's incredible. And as I said yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember when the last video came out, He was incredible, and I would definitely recommend that you guys pick him up. You can get him on a pre-contract. Why would you not want a player you can get for free who is as good as Christian Eriksen is? He is incredible in that cam position, and I would definitely recommend him to any of you guys wanting a player on a pre-contract. But there you go, guys, a 3-0 victory against Swansea, another 3 points, and as I mentioned, it's very simple right now in this Premier League. It's looking as if we will be taking that title away for the 4th consecutive year. But one thing that I do want to stress as well, we have this game against Real Madrid, and of course I said this was probably going to be our hardest test in terms of the teams in the Champions League, and I still stick by that. I still think that Real Madrid are going to be one of the hardest tests that we're going to have in the Champions League. So if we can beat them here, then it'll be quite an interesting result, because I don't want to take too much from it. But if we can beat one of the teams that I would have said were going to be really tough for us, if you remember, we've played so far in Champions League finals, we've played Roma, and we've played Bayern Munich. So we haven't played a Spanish team, and we're yet to play an English team. We've had semi-finals against English teams, if you remember, Man United and Liverpool. But we're yet to play a Spanish team or an English team or even a French team at that as well in the Champions League finals. So possibility of us playing one of those this year if we can get past Real Madrid here. But Real Madrid could actually knock us out. If you remember, we've played Barcelona in the Champions League before as well. You can see the teams that are still left in it on your screen. So it's a very interesting one, to say the least. There's a couple of decent teams in there as well that I sort of think may be causing us a bit of danger. But if we can get past Real Madrid, as I mentioned, I'm not really fearing too much, because in my opinion, Real Madrid probably have one of the better sides in Europe. And if we can beat these, then we can pretty much beat anybody on our day. You can see as well, interesting addition to the bench there. Hadi Sakho makes it onto the bench for this Champions League game. The reason for that, I felt as though, you know what, he hasn't played for us in a while, so if an impact sub is needed, maybe Hadi Sakho can be the answer for us, and I can confirm he does come on during this game. So you will be seeing Hadi Sakho for the first time this season. Great 7 for the club in past seasons, but yet to play in this one. He does actually make the bench and come on for us. He is on the ball now here in the 63rd minute. He came on at half-time for me, and he got involved in the play straight away. Fresh legs, which is absolutely phenomenal to have. James Rodriguez, though, testing the palms of Lopez once again. It took us right until the second half, though, to create a chance. Very much different to the first game, where we actually were just on top for the majority of the game. But in the 65th minute, we get the ball here with Neymar. Neymar goes inside to, I do believe, Oxford, and then he gives it off. Eventually, it finds its way to Sakho. Sakho dinks one towards the back post, and I'm thinking, what a ball that is from Hadi Sakho. Score that Barkley, heads it straight into the hands of the keeper. And Hadi Sakho should have had himself an assist there. Had Barkley's header been a slightly better header, we would have been 1-0 to the good. But as soon as that happened, as I mentioned to you guys, it feels as though sometimes EA just do not want you to win games. And that's the way this one did, in fact, feel. As Barkley gets through here, fouled in the edge of the area, or fouled in the area, rather, gets the penalty kick, and yeah, I don't know what on earth Boateng was thinking. It was a stupid tackle to make, although Barkley was in, so it was probably a tackle he had to make. I get the penalty kick, and I've spoken about this before, how bad I am at penalties. I don't think the arrow was there. I don't think the arrow was on the post, but apparently it was, and we missed. So this is the point where I'm thinking, yep, this is going to be one of those games where Real Madrid will score late on, and I'll be knocked out of this competition. And I was frustrated. I was angry, and I was frustrated because for the second time in a row in 2 games against Real Madrid, we just could not find that goal. But then, James Rodriguez from our throw-in, no idea what happened to Real Madrid's defence. They switched off for a second, and when you're playing at this high quality of play, you can't switch off at any point during the game. Otherwise, you'll be made to pay. And 83 minutes into it, we got ourselves the goal, and it's looking as if, with 6 minutes left, Real Madrid had no chances again in this one. We would possibly be going through, and we kept them very, very quiet up front, and we managed to make sure we had most of the play in their half as well. So James Rodriguez against his former club gets the goal that could potentially send us through in this second leg. We are playing at Santiago Bernabeu, so if they did score, or rather Ellen Road, sorry, so if they did score, they would actually go through an away goal. So I needed to make sure that my defence unit was tight and make sure that I wasn't allowing them to have a chance in the dying few minutes of it. Otherwise, we'd undoubtedly be out of this one. But it didn't matter, because 90th minute of the game now, they did try and get themselves back in it and committed a few men forward. You can see we catch them on the break, kind of, and Joel Green gets through. And that is why I did not want to let him go. If you remember back as well, he requested a transfer. We kept hold of Joel Green, and that is why, because he's absolutely quality in those areas. 99 finishing. I mean, he has missed the occasional ones where he's not been able to get it on target with that 99 finishing, but 99 finishing in the area is so deadly, and that is why Joel Green has been crazy good for us. And arguably one of the best players of the series. I am going to be doing as well, guys, at the end of the series, something like a vote for your favourite player, vote for your favourite goal and stuff like that. I just need to get around to doing it, but that will be if I do, in fact, don't move out of this. Because if we move clubs, the series isn't done. But if we don't move clubs and actually start a new career mode, there will be something for you guys to vote on, and you will have to make your say for the best player, the best goal, and stuff like that. I'll just decide what I'm going to do when it comes around. But ultimately, guys, we knocked out Real Madrid. We're through to the next round, and I can confirm as well, we will be playing Bayer Leverkusen in that next round. So another team that I don't particularly fear, and it should be quite a comfortable game for us. I'll have to wait and see what happens in that episode, but it means we are through now into the quarterfinals of the Champions League again, and it looks as if we are marching on into that final. Arsenal knocking out Dortmund as well in the end by 4-3 on aggregate. So hopefully we'll make it to the Champions League final yet again, and hopefully make it 3 times in a row that we will win it. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Career Mode. If you have enjoyed, smash that like button. As always, guys, if we could hit 25 likes on today's episode, that would be incredible. I want to thank you all for your continued support, and I will catch you all with another video very soon. Adios.